a fake document that is unfounded, that does a great disservice to our cause. Nevertheless, many Muslims around the world consider it to be a main reference. So you have to be careful, read history with an analytical mind, try to find out or to try to discern fable from fact in order to put your feet on the right path as you are seeking to serve the Palestinian cause. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Sorry.
Is it okay?
Do we have the first question?
Yes, I need an answer from Dr. Azam Tamimi about the fact or what he mentioned about the Holocaust and Hitler. He said that, or I understood from his talk, that it was meant to be, meaning that Hitler has done his Holocaust to evacuate the Jews from Europe. We understand that this is what happened, but was that meant to be? Was that planned by Hitler so that it would become easy for the Jews to migrate to somewhere else? Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the second question?
Testing. My question is...
Before your question, I think, say in front, can you please go to the microphone? And the audience at the back, inshallah, wait for your turn after this, inshallah.
Hello, can I ask my question?
No, we give this to ask the question first because he wants to be given the opportunity first before you.
Okay.
But the microphone is a bit far, so after this, inshallah.
Not clear.
But I think you have to stay there, otherwise we'll take your turn.
I'm asking, can I ask my question, or you are giving to him? To who exactly?
That guy? The man at the back? No?
The one there?
With Songkok? The man with Songkok?
Malik, I'm a student UIA. I'm originally from Namibia. My questions are actually directed to Dr. Tamimi. Personally, this is a topic that I've been interested in for quite a while. And my question is around the issue of how to explain the coming back of the Jews, and of course the role of the Zionist, whether Jewish Zionist or Christian Zionist or secular Zionist. Of course, I know that this problem can be analyzed from purely a historical perspective, which I believe has been done quite beautifully. But I also know that from an Islamic perspective, also we've got some explanations, which I believe have been neglected. We know, for example, that the Prophet ﷺ told about the coming of the Jews and the role of the Dajjal in this project, if you can call it. So I wanted to actually get Dr. Tamimi's view on this aspect of the role of the Dajjal, because clearly if we read in the Hadith, there is this element, and what he thinks of that. And then of course, I also wanted to bring in the element of the protocols. Clearly, your own view is that it's a fake document and it has been somehow abused, and it may even be detrimental to how we help the Palestinians. First of all, I want to get clarity on this as to exactly where this document came from, if it's a fake document, and if it's, because personally I've read it, and if it's so fake, how come if we read it that we can see some correlation between what is in the protocols and what is happening in real life?
Okay.
The reason why I feel that this document cannot just be dismissed as a fake document is because even in the Quran, Allah acknowledges the role of conspirators. And he then told us that he is the best who can plan best.
Can you summarize your question?
I wonder whether we can clearly dismiss this whole concept of these documents just being fake. If it's fake, then I want to be clear exactly where do we place it and where it came from, and how to explain the fact that it has some correlation with what is happening in real life. In terms of the grand conspiracy, as far as I know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Azam.
Well, the first question about Hitler. Hitler hated the Jews. He didn't want them in his country, and he was prepared to settle for their removal. And that's why the Zionists and the Nazis, as I said in my presentation, were actually thinking together, cooperating and collaborating on means of getting the Jews out of Europe into Palestine. When that didn't happen, and his plan for the extermination of the Jews was put in place, that ended in what became known as the Holocaust. So if the Jews had the Jews left out of their own choice, probably Hitler would have been as happy, or probably happier, I don't know. He was an evil man. He hated not only the Jews, he hated so many other kinds of communities. He exterminated gypsies, the invalids, also the coloreds, all sorts of people. He was a racist of the first degree. Now, and by the way, Western Europe is inherently racist. So there is a very small Hitler in every single person that is loyal to this tradition of hating the other. And we see this today manifesting itself in hatred against the Muslims and in wanting to wipe the Muslims out of the entire European continent. Now regarding the Dajjal, the hadith about the Dajjal is hadith sahih, and I would advise you to stop there. Just learn it as it is, and don't try and link it to political events. Because this hadith has been with us for 14 centuries, and scholars at different times interpreted not only this hadith, but also the verses in the Surah Al-Isra and in various other chapters in accordance with with the context in which they were living at the time of their interpretation or study of these texts. My advice to you is that any hadith that talks about the future, leave it to the future, because we don't know whether it applies to this situation or to the future situation. We know one rule. We know one rule that informs us at all times. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُعْتَدِينَ. Fight in the cause of Allah those who fight you, and do not initiate aggression, for Allah does not love the aggressors. Anybody that comes and fights me and wants to take my home from me and kill my children, I will fight him. Whether he is a Jew or a Christian or a Muslim or an atheist or whatever he is. You have the right to defend yourself and defend your property. And if you die in the process of defending your property and yourself and your honor and your faith, then you are a shaheed. That's the rule. Now whether the Dajjal has anything to do with Zionism or not, that's beyond my ability to interpret or explain. But I'd say don't indulge in these interpretations for too much, because they don't do you any good. What is needed of you is to support those who need your help. Now about the protocols arrived in the Arab world first in a French version. They were translated into Arabic, and you cannot find in any of the available versions a reference to the origin. There is no origin. It is assumed that leaders of the Jewish people somewhere